Hey all, so we're going to talk about dividing polynomials. And this is generally one of the lessons that students remember pretty well from previous classes. So one thing I am going to do is we'll go through a couple examples, but it's definitely one if this jogs a memory really strong. This is one of those lessons that maybe watching the whole video isn't necessary, and it's better to get a couple more practice problems done. So quick, let's review about how long division works in general. So if I have a fraction, a ratio problem, like what we see over here, 487 over 9, we can write that as the division problem of 9 dividing 487. We ask ourselves, oh, how many times does 9 go into, and we just look at the first little bit of the number. How many times does 9 go into, in this case, 48? So we'd say, oh, that goes in 5 times. And then we take that, we multiply it down with the 9 below, we get 45. Then we subtract. You end up with 3. We take down the 7. Then we ask ourselves, how many times does 9 go into 37? Well, in this case, it will go in 6 times, which is 36, because we again multiply down and subtract, and we end up with 1. Now there's no numbers to carry down, so this is our remainder. And the way that we'd write our final answer is that 487 divided by 9 is equal to 56 and 1/9 using our remainder. So we're going to do basically the same thing here, except for we're setting it up with x minus 4 as our division and 6x squared minus 26x plus 12. But it's going to follow the same basic premise. We're going to start by just looking at the first terms. And we're going to ask ourselves, what do I multiply? So x times what is going to equal 6x squared? And that will be, we have to multiply by 6 and another x. So that's what's going to go up here. Then, just like before, we're going to multiply that down and put it in here. So that would be 6x times x minus 4, which would be 6x squared. That's how we know we've done that right. Those two terms should be the same. Minus 24x. Then we do our subtraction. With subtraction, make sure you're subtracting both terms, like so. And again, if these two numbers here in the front don't cancel out, you've done something wrong. Those should cancel, and then we get negative 26 plus 24, so that's negative 2x. And just like before, we go to the next term, bring it down. Now we ask ourselves the same question, but we're just looking down at this line, and we ask ourselves x times what is going to equal negative 2x? Well, in this case, negative 2. So put that in the top there. Multiply it down. So what is negative 2 times x minus 4? It's negative 2x plus 8. Again, we want those first terms to be the same so that when we subtract, they cancel out. Negative 2x plus 2x is 0. And then we have 12 minus 8, which gives us 4. There's nothing to bring down, so that's our remainder right there. So our final answer would be 6x squared minus 2, just like how the top here is the start of our answer for the numerical problem. So you take that, and then the remainder over the original denominator. So here, if you look at the number problem, we have our remainder here, and then we have our divisor or denominator from before. So our final answer for 6x squared minus 26x plus 12 divided by x minus 4 is 6x, whoop, I picked up a squared. That's not great. 6x minus 2 plus 4 over x minus 4. Now for number 2, if I'm looking here, this one's really important because you'll notice we go 3x to the third plus 6x plus 5. So in this case, we have what I think of as missing terms. So we go straight from power of 3 to a power of 1. And what we need to put in there is the missing term, which would be x squared. Because then it goes 3, 2, 1, constant. Same thing for x squared minus 2. So in the outside, that would be divided by x squared plus 0x minus 1. And then again, you're still just looking at that first term there and asking yourself, okay, x squared times what is going to equal x to the third? That would be x. So that's going to go up here. Multiply it down, x times x squared minus 1. And make sure that you're writing out all the terms, excuse me, which is x cubed plus 0x squared minus 1x. Then we want to do our subtraction. This subtract here, we know we've done that right. Subtract, theirs are going to cancel as well. And subtract to there. So now we have 7x, bring down the plus 5. And now we have run into our next question, which is x squared times what equals 7x? That's not possible, right? With our positive powers, right? There's nothing I can multiply with a positive power to make that smaller. So that means that this is our remainder right here. And our answer is just x from the top plus the remainder, 7x plus 5, over the old denominator, x squared minus 1. And there's our answer like that. If you have questions about dividing polynomials, please don't hesitate to nominate questions from the homework in the form or set up a Zoom meeting or drop me an email.